The following program is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and participants and not necessarily those of Brewer Media. Welcome to PEP Talk. Everyone needs one with Lerone Coach Jennings and Brian Smith discussing Chattanooga from the city to the community you live in, featuring action plays, justifiable results, and keys to success. Brought to you by the City of Chattanooga Department of Youth and Family Development, creating ways for everyone to help parent the city. And now your host, Coach Lerone Jennings and Brian Smith.
And a good Monday evening, my friends. It's Monday. It's 7 o'clock. That must mean it is time for Pep Talk. And hope everybody was able to spring forward over the weekend. If not, might have been late at work today. But we are certainly glad that you're joining us. Coach Jennings will be joining us in just a couple of minutes as Chattanooga had an extremely busy day today. And we're going to talk all about one initiative that we kicked off just a couple of hours ago right down the road there at West Side Youth and Family Development Center. And it has to do with possibly the largest book drive that we've ever seen here in the city of Chattanooga, because it incorporates all of our centers and incorporates the Hamilton Place Mall, Barnes & Noble, McKay Books, all of our libraries, City Hall, as we are beginning to collect children's books, kids' books, teens, books for teens, and we're going to be donating them back out into the community where we see our greatest needs on April 12th, and that's all part of Drop Everything and Read Day. And this is something that Mayor Burke is very passionate about. He announced that today earlier, and looking forward to collecting as many books as we possibly can so we can turn right back around and give those out and make sure that there is a book in every child's hand here in the city of Chattanooga. We all know how important literacy is. We know what it can do, how it can certainly, in some cases, save someone's life just by giving them that first job and maybe getting them out of that bad situation, or possibly helping them learn a brand new skill or a trade, and certainly has implications on their future. So great day that we had here in the city of Chattanooga. We're going to talk much more about that program coming up in just a little bit. But as always, we have some great guests here joining us on Pep Talk, better known as Parent Education Programming, because the key to this show is how all of us can help parent the city that we love. And of course, that being Chattanooga. You've heard it many times. It takes a village to raise a child. Well, in this case here, sometimes we might know of some great events that are out there. We might know of some great places that are there to help, but sometimes it's very difficult for you, that's a single mother or single parent, single father, to take the time to get to that place, to get to that destination and seek the help that you need. We're encouraging those that are listening to this show that maybe you know a friend, maybe you know somebody that is in that need. We always like to bring in guests to talk about some of the things that they are doing, of course, what the city of Chattanooga is doing as well, to make sure that everyone understands what is available out there, whether it's through the city of Chattanooga or its partners. So coming up on this edition of Pep Talk, we're going to be talking with the folks from the Tennessee Job Corp, as well as Paul Smith, our safety coordinator for the city of Chattanooga. He has been out there hitting the streets, literally, talking all about the Chattanooga Crime Reduction Initiative, Violence Reduction Initiative it is. And he's going to talk about that and a bit of an update, plus also more information about the Family Justice Center, something that is very passionate in his heart. So we're going to talk with him in just a couple of minutes. And of course, more about the book drive, how you can help out, how it's going to benefit you if you are in need of some of these books, and much, much more here on Pep Talk. As always, our phone number is 642-9393. If you got something great that you love to say about the city of Chattanooga, maybe even a little question or so, feel free to give us a call. Again, that number is 642-9393, and you're more than welcome to follow us on Twitter and in the social media world, Facebook, Chattanooga Youth and Family, or on Twitter at CHA Youth Family. So, as I mentioned, folks, if you're just now tuning in with us, Coach Jennings will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. He's leaving one of his very important meetings, and we'll be here in just a second. But we're going to go ahead and welcome in our first guest for this evening. Joining us here on Pep Talk this evening, we have Mr. Ed Cooper, as well as Regina Simmons. Both of them are joining us from Tennessee Job Corp, especially here in the Chattanooga market, the Chattanooga area, talking all about how they reach out and help help several teens, including this is a volunteer program that's helping hundreds of youth to learn skills, trades, and career, including earning diplomas and GEDs. And they are an absolutely wonderful program and doing it for a while. And we certainly appreciate the both of you joining us this evening on Pep Talk. And good to see you guys.
Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing?
We're doing perfect here, and it's been a busy day, but we always like to settle down and enjoy the great things that are happening here in the city of Chattanooga. So I'm going to kind of throw it out to either one of you here, because the simple question that I have, the first one is, what is the Job Corps? You know, sometimes we think of like Peace Corps, those corps, or, or Youth Corps or something, but this is a Job Corps. I guess in a nutshell, what is it? How does it help out folks here in Chattanooga?
Job Corps is a residential federally funded program that provides education and vocational training for young adults between the ages of 16 and 24. It is a program for low-income students. Mm-hmm. It's one of those programs that the federal government is proud of because it's been around since 1974.
Wow. So you must be doing something right. And Ed here, we've got Coach walking in here, so we'll kind of get him situated with the microphones here. So, Ed, you're in kind of the tail end here, and we've been talking a little bit about the fact that you're the transition here, and you are like finding the jobs for these folks once they've learned the trade, learned a little bit of the information and leadership skills through the Job Corps, but then they got to get out there into the real world when it comes to jobs and careers. What are some of those careers? What are some of those jobs that maybe people are looking for that you can help out with and that you've had success with helping?
Okay, let me go back one step. That's 1964 is when this program started, and not 74, but no problem. Well, in Job Corps, we have various trainings. We have welding, we have bricklaying, carpentry, cement, masonry, electrical, facilities maintenance. Now, when our students complete the program in any of those various trades, then I am the one that assists them in finding employment, assist them for as job placement, mm-hmm. system for his job leads, resources, resumes, and also introduce them to military opportunities, and also do an assessment so that I will know how to work with this young man, knowing his weaknesses or strengths and that forth, and work with other companies in the area here.
Now, we're going to talk about the recruitment phase here in just a couple of minutes here and exactly what that entails and maybe who that we're looking for. But maybe some of those success stories, if you've got a couple of good ones there in mind here. And I know we need to adjust the microphone, so we'll pull up the mic here and well, go ahead, Ed. We'll get to that in a second.
All right. Well, for success stories, we've had several national success stories. One that stands out in mind is a young man named Troy who finished our program in Chesapeake, Virginia. And back in the 90s, he's an older gentleman, but he's now in the music industry. And he has worked with several known artists as P. Diddy and John Legend and some of the other great artists. Now, locally on the success story, we have a young man named Ethan who was sleeping in his car, didn't have a place to stay. He was homeless. And he came to our program and got in his program, got his education, got his trade, and now he's a professional truck driver and doing very well.
That's incredible news. Hey, Coach.
Hey, what's going on there?
Man, we kicked the show off here, but always a pleasure that you can come in and offer your wisdom as well here. And, of course, folks, Coach Jennings just now joining us, but we are talking with the great folks here from the Tennessee Job Corps.
Hey, Ed, how you doing?
All right, Coach. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's good to be with you, man. We go way back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some great runs back in the day.
Yes, sir. I remember all of them, and I appreciate working with you and being one of your mentees.
All right. So you look younger than I do.
I don't know about that, Coach.
All right. You're wearing it well. Hey, talk to us a little bit about what we can do to help you all advance what you're trying to do in the city of Chattanooga to make people more aware of the great opportunities that you have through the Job Corps. You know, you got some awesome programs, and a lot of people can benefit from them because everybody is not going to make it the traditional route. in terms of experiencing success, and I truly believe in what you all are doing. But talk to Chattanooga and talk to us, the city of Chattanooga. What can we do to help you be more successful?
The first thing that we can do is basically give everyone our phone number.
Okay. Yeah.
Our phone number is 894-3865. Basically, once you call, we can give you all the information and the criteria that you would need in order to apply for our program.
Okay.
Our program is a residential program. That is probably one of the hardest things that we have to explain to the students. You will have to leave the city of Chattanooga.
All right. I've had several young men and young women to experience your program, to leave and to come back and doing quite well. So I know it's really powerful and it really works. But and what else can we do?
Well, from the transition part of it, Coach, I am also recruiting, and she's recruiting ages 16 to 24 to come to our program.
Okay.
Especially emphasis on young ladies. But also, I'm also trying to let people know that we need more employers to help me hire some of these young people that come out of our program. Because, in welding and a lot of various other trades that we have, we could use a lot more employers. Now, I have some that assist us, but I believe that if we could interest small businesses or mom and pop shops that would take a look at our young people, that would be really great, Coach.
Okay. And I would love for you guys to come through some of our centers and do some presentations. Y'all go out and present to various organizations, or y'all in our schools as well, presenting, letting young people know. They may have sisters and brothers, cousins, uncles, or whoever that need to know about your program.
Most of the time, it is by word of mouth.
Yeah.
We have been passing out flyers and basically faxing a lot of things. We do go through the school system. The only thing with the school system is we don't want to confuse anyone that we want them to drop out of school. Our program is for people who are either not on track to graduate, they're kind of behind, or they're not in school at all.
Yeah.
We don't have the intention of having someone leave school.
Exactly, and but it's happening every day, and they need to make sure that those students that on the verge, they know they're not going to make it. There is some options, some alternatives that's available for that to happen. So you're welcome to any time to schedule presentations to come to our centers, because we got students in the city of Chattanooga that need what you got. And we want to help them make decisions, even if they've fallen through the cracks and school didn't work out for them, how we can help them still get their education and keep moving forward.
Who is your contact, Coach? Is that Mr. Rudolph?
Yes, you can talk to Gary Rudolph, myself, or any of the deputies that we have in our administration that can get you in front of our population of students and population of community residents in the various areas that our YFD centers are located.
Okay, we would love that opportunity. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all really being in the studio, taking time to share. Is there anything else you want to give our listening audience before you leave? Give us a pep talk. Give us last words of wisdom or anything that they need to know about you, even your phone number again. And I want Ed Cooper to give us a pep talk like he used to do when we was coaching together back in the day.
Well, our phone number again is 894-3865, and we are recruiting any young adult between the ages of 16 and 24 with special emphasis on the females, because females are basically the heartbone of every family, and if the female is not prepared to help the family, then we will be kind of lost without our females. So we have special emphasis on our females. If you just give us a call, we will give you the eligibility requirements.
All right. Give us that pep talk, Ed.
Well, Coach, don't coach any sports anymore, but I'm coaching careers now.
There you go.
So I'm still in the game of life and still trying to make a difference in young people. And so I really enjoy my work. I really like seeing young people be successful and meet their goals in life. So, you know, I'm here for them. And if you know me, Coach, I've always liked to work with young people.
All right. Give it a number one more time.
The number is 423-894-3865. And you can ask for Miss Regina Simmons or Miss Sheila Simpson or Ed Cooper.
All right, Chattanooga, you heard that about our Job Corps in our city, and it's a great program, and many young people and adults have benefited from this program over the years and went on to do well and be successful in life. So the various ways and avenues that we can get people educated moving forward is what we try to do, and we thank God for this particular program. Give them a call if you have anyone in your family or in the community that's in need and sound like it might be a good fit for this program. Let them know and figure out how we can work together to move their career or their future forward. Hey, you're listening to Lerone Coach Jennings, and this is Pep Talk with Brian Smith, my co-host. And stay with us. We're going to take a break, but we'll be right back.
There were 4 generations of love on her face. She was so wise, no surprise, past her eyes. She had seen it all. I was a child, or about 3 or 4. All day I'd ask questions, at night I'd ask more, but we never, she never would ever turn me away. No, no. I'd say, how can I be sure what is right or wrong? And why does what I want always take so long? Please tell me, where does God live and why won't he talk to me? I'd say, Grandma, what is love? Will I ever find out? Why are we so poor? What is life about? I wanna know the answers before I fall off to sleep. Whoa. She sort of smiled as she tucked me in. Then she pulled up that old rocking chair once again. But tonight she was slightly, remarkably different somehow. Slowly she rocked, looking half asleep. Grandma yawned as she stretched. Then she started to speak. What she told me would mold me and hold me together inside. Yeah, 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 yeah. She said, all the things you ask you will know someday, but you have got to live in a patient way. God put us here by faith, and by faith there be's better days. She said, child, we all are moons in the dark of night. Ain't no morning gonna come till the time is right. Can't get to better days unless you make it through the night. You gotta make it through the night. Yes, you do. You can't get to know better days unless you make it through the night. Oh, you will see those better days, but you gotta be patient. Be patient. Oh, baby, be patient. Later that year, at the turn of spring, heaven sent angels down and gave Grandma her wings. Now she's flying and sliding and gliding in better days. And although I'm all grown up, I still get confused. I stumble through the dark, getting bumped and bruised. When night
And now, back to Pep Talk. Everyone needs one with Lerone, Coach Jennings, and Brian Smith.
I feel like reaching for the sky.
All right, Chattanooga, welcome back to Pep Talk. Everybody needs one. And we appreciate you staying with us, hanging in there with us. And no matter what you are going through, dealing with, be encouraged. No. The spring is right around the corner, and it's a new beginning, freshness, sunshine rolling in, and wow, what a beautiful day and weekend that we've had. So be encouraged and know that there's a brighter day.
And words of advice out there: always wear gloves when you're spring cleaning and clipping roses. So you're talking about the beautiful days and getting out there and enjoying the weekend. That's what I did. And
what happened, Brian?
I went out there. I was like, man, it's warm. It's spring. I haven't had a chance to wear the T-shirts yet. And I said, I'm going to go cut those rose bushes because that's what you're supposed to do. And then, an hour later, I'm all cut up. And I'm like, man, I have to learn these lessons. I need to learn some more of these pep talks here from Coach.
All right.
Figure out the right way to do things. So
it'll get better. You learn from your challenges and mistakes, right?
Exactly, yes. And if not, there's plenty of thorns out there to put you on the right path.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is, as we roll into the second quarter here of Pep Talk, we'll get to our second guest in just a couple of seconds here. But as always around this time, we like to kick things off with Coach's Action Play.
It's time for this week's Action Play.
Hey, let me encourage you, Chattanooga, with the action play. Every butterfly emerges in its own time. Otherwise, you got to realize when it's your time, when it's your season to come alive, to rise up, and to get on with your game plan. This is it. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. It's your time. So let's get with it. Get it done and move forward and make a difference. All right? Hey, God bless you. It's your season. It's your time. Let's get on with it.
Outstanding action play here for this Monday's edition of Pep Talk Parent Education Programming. Once again, our phone number is 642-9393. We've got some great things here that's going on in your life in the city of Chattanooga. We'd love to hear from you. And this was one of our very first guests here. We launched Pep Talk back in September. Hard to believe it's been that long and that many weeks.
Wow.
But we've been doing good. And one of the newest figures of the city of Chattanooga coming over from Howard High School and joining the team as our public safety coordinator is Mr. Paul Smith, coming in the middle of a new initiative as well as kicking off the Family Justice Center. And he's going to give us some updates on what's going on with the Chattanooga Violence Reduction Initiative and, of course, more information on the Family Justice Center. Because
not just Paul Smith, the Paul Smith.
The Paul Smith. We're going to have our highest ratings tonight because he has all those followers listening in tonight.
No.
He's already kicking it off with a deep voice.
Yeah, we're from the Howard School.
Yeah, there you go.
1865.
Well, I got to get this stuff right because I got two of them here. They're both staring at me, making sure I get that right from here on out.
Former principals sitting here with you.
But I told you was you're 6 years there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I tell everybody you're twice the man that I am. You spent twice the time. Yeah, it was a great school and great accomplishments. The efforts you made in helping the school turn the corner, and we're very grateful for that. Moving forward. All right. Hey, what's going on? You're in a new assignment. You had almost a year in your new assignment, just as I have. And, man, you got one of the toughest assignments.
It is a tough one.
Public safety, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, talk to us about what the mayor's vision is relating to public safety for the city of Chattanooga, and what's your role in helping that vision to come to fruition.
Yes, sir. We were given this task back in July of last year. And when we came on board, there were a few initiatives that the mayor really wanted to pay close attention to.
Yeah.
The first one was the Family Justice Center, which I'll talk about in a moment, but let me deal right away with the Violence Reduction Initiative.
Yeah.
That initiative has come full circle as we're about to do our first enforcement action and as we're about to do our first set of call-ins for the young men who are going to be calling in. Part of the reason why the mayor initiated this is because homicide is the leading cause of death amongst black men ages 15 to 34. And when you look at the high levels of violent crime, overt drug dealing, and imprisonment that strain our most valuable communities, that's something that is near and dear to not just the mayor's heart, but mine, yours as well.
Yeah, it's got to stop.
Right, in preserving our communities.
Yeah.
And the police cannot arrest their way out of this situation. So we have to work with police, with communities, and with organizations within the community to make sure that we are able to eradicate this problem in the streets of Chattanooga. This killing of young black men has to stop in this community, and this initiative, we believe, will help us do that.
So with that in mind, what do we need to say to many of our listening audience out there who has a role to play in this, and how can people that's listening and organizations and groups and families, everybody, have a role in making this come to fruition?
Yes, sir. Well, violence can be dramatically reduced when communities, members of the communities, ministers, street outreach workers, members of neighborhood associations, ex-offenders, and others with positive influence over street groups join together with law enforcement and social service providers in a partnership to directly engage with these groups, clearly communicating some simple messages. Number one, the credible moral message against violence from key community leaders such as yourself, such as the chief of police, such as the mayor. We have to make it known to those who are driving this issue that the violence in this community must stop.
It's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable and will not be tolerated. And then we have to give a credible message about the consequences of further violence from law enforcement. Law enforcement now, just in case folks didn't know, you have the FBI, the ATF, DEA, Hamilton County Sheriff's Department, Chattanooga Police Department, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney's Office, all working together with the county mayor and the city mayor to drive this problem away from this city. And when you have all of those entities together, you don't have the turf wars between the feds and local authorities and local and law enforcement. They're working together.
And you can get more done when you're working together.
Oh, yes, sir. And they share data and information together. So when you have all of those entities coming together, and so grateful for great Captain McPherson, Lieutenant Todd Ravel, the whole crime suppression unit, and those who work with U.S. Attorney Bill Killian and Assistant U.S. Attorney Chris Poole. And then we got Meredith, so we have the trifecta there in the U.S. Attorney's Office working on this initiative. And so with those turf wars being over, all of those entities come together. And then you have the community, you have the clergy who are saying we need to work an initiative. And then you have different social service providers, outreach and support, A Better Tomorrow. You have so many organizations that are wanting to pull together and have joined forces to make sure that we can eradicate this problem in the city of Chattanooga.
Why do you think there's such a sense of unity, or people willing to give up territories to work together to deal with this particular major issue that's hindering our city from being the great city that we know that God wants it to be?
Great question, Coach, because when you have a city where just last year alone 19 homicides against young African-American men, that's a pill nobody wants to swallow, because these young men need the opportunity to go in a different direction, to be positive members of society, to be great contributors to the community, to be productive citizens. And I'll tell you on a personal level, as an educator, I've lost a total of 12 students to gun violence. That's not an easy one to deal with. One of my students, James Sherrill, shot down in the street Friday night after school. Another student just a year ago last week shot and killed at a house. And I'll stop naming, but as you go back down the list, in my career, I started substitute teaching in '93 and became a certified teacher in '98. And from '93 to 2013, 12 students. So it's personal for me.
Yeah, it has to become personal, and it's devastating, and it drives you.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, the students that I've lost over the years, not quite that many in comparison to you, but it means something, and it drives you that every one of these children belong to us.
That's right.
And I know Mel Burke wanted to stop, and as you said, it's so personal because these families we know,
Right.
and we're so close to.
That's correct.
In various ways, they're in our churches, they're in our neighborhoods. These
Right.
kids played ball, and in various aspects of our community, been major influencers.
Right.
And so we're moving in the right direction to help slow down and stop or reduce that type of behavior
Absolutely.
in our community.
Absolutely.
Now, we're in the process of looking for a chief of police.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor mentioned that when he was on the show
Last week. Yeah.
last week. And what, from your perspective, what type of individual can help lead the charge in helping to bring this vision of the mayor's to fruition? What qualifications and characteristics will we need to help bridge the gaps in the streets and communities, churches, and pulling all this together?
Yes, sir.
And from your perspective.
Great question. The profile of the next police chief, you'll see one who's involved in community. You'll see one who will help shape community policing to what it should be, as it looks like for Chattanooga.
Yeah.
You'll find someone who will come and who will be the chief of all of the police here in the city. Every city police officer will know this person's name, and this person will sit on. He'll sit at the mayor's council. He'll sit in our meetings once every week, at least once a week. He'll sit with the mayor, with me, with different individuals from the staff. This will be someone who goes to the meetings that happen in the community. This will be someone who'll be visible in the community, and someone who's not sitting behind a desk. And I have to give it to our previous police chiefs. Each of them have shaped the police department in their own way. And when you look at the next police chief, he will shape the police department in his own way as pertaining to what's best for this city. This city needs a police chief who's visible, who's active, and who is a leader. And not just a leader of leaders.
Yeah.
And one who can collaborate with the mayor, collaborate with the different organizations and entities in this city, and do what's best for this city in the interest of public safety.
Good. We get close, huh?
Yes, sir.
I understand we got some pretty good candidates.
Yes, sir. We have over 40. Over 40
Over
great
40?
candidates.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So some from within the city and some outside the city.
Yeah.
And so we're excited about the opportunity to bring the next level to our police department and to turn the page to the next chapter of the Chattanooga Police Department. So we're excited about that.
Now, Paul, I know you've been out and you've talked with neighborhoods, you've talked with well over 500, 600 people, and like I mentioned, hitting the streets here, and kind of give them the message, answer some of these questions that you're getting from the neighborhoods, even when it comes to the police chief, when it comes to the reduction initiative. But what is some of that feedback too that you are getting here, and how much that they want to be involved, and that need is there? And I know specifically needs are different in each community, but that overall kind of feedback you're getting with this new plan.
Well, I was excited about the East Lake community, where they said from now on, moving forward, this is last week, they decided that moving forward, they are going to call police and let police know when there are, whenever there's an act of violence or anything threatening the streets. Right. They're willing to call police now, move forward, and act as community. And I appreciate the view when people say that they understand that the police are not separate from the community, but the police are a part of the community. And so by giving the expectations to the police, and the police giving their expectations of the community, because community has to help police, and police have to help community be safe. And so when you, like I said, you have great individuals within our police department. And even though right now we don't have a chief, the police department is not rudderless. And so when you hear folks like Dr. Evelina Holmes and the block captains in Glenwood say that they will support this initiative, and they will get together with other neighborhood associations, and they're willing to help them train block captains and help them do whatever it is that they need so they can replicate models at work and implement best practices. That's been a great source of feedback. And also from the clergy and different ministers and different ministerial alliances, the Clergy Koinonia, their president, Pastor Moore, and Brother Bridgman, all those guys, all those individuals have said they're willing to lend their support. And then you have outreach and support groups like A Better Tomorrow, Goodwill, First Things First, Eileen Rayberg over at United Way, and individuals who've said, let's do this. And then you have the Department of Corrections. You have Gail Reed, David Lane, and Joe Dicchiacco over there saying they're willing to, as a Department of Corrections, lend every piece of material that they can, lend every agent that they can to make sure that we bring this thing to fruition. That's just been terrific. And the feedback has been very positive. And we've had a number of folks who have more questions, and I welcome those questions.
Sure.
Anytime someone says, I need to know a little bit more, I give them my number, 643-7800.
All right.
That's great. Talk to us a little bit about the Family Justice Center.
Oh,
How does that
yeah.
shape it up, and
Yes, sir.
what role will that play as a part of this whole concept of reducing violence in the city of Chattanooga?
Great question. This is a topic that's also near and dear to my heart. This was also on the mayor's agenda when we talked, when I got put in this post, in this position. First, let me give you just a little bit of data. 99% of domestic violence victims in Tennessee are either 58% white, 40% black, and then you have others. Juveniles account for about 10% of the violence each year.
Yeah.
The victims of from 2010 to 2012, victims were 6 times more likely to be abused by a spouse than an ex-spouse in the state of Tennessee. Boyfriend-girlfriend relationships were most frequently reported at about 44.2% of all domestic violence.
Yeah.
And so when you look at those numbers, and then domestic violence results in 275 murders during the 3-year study of 2010, 2011, 2012. And then offenses against juveniles, basically you're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, date rape, and those kinds of things. But in Hamilton County, there were 3,076 victims of domestic violence in 2012.
That's incredible.
Just in that year alone. And then you have in Tennessee over $33 million in health care costs can be attributed to domestic violence cases. So when you see those numbers, which are staggering, that lets you know for sure in the city of Chattanooga, we need a family justice center. A family justice center is a one-stop shop, a one purple door for individuals who are victims of domestic violence. That means heretofore, a victim would have to go to one place for services, go across town for another set of services, go get legal aid help over here, and go see the police in this direction. And they'd have to go to so many different places within a number of 2 or 3 days, including court, including going and getting examined, and then going and getting the whatever all those services are that they had to get. There isn't one place where they can go and get everything.
Right.
Family Justice Center, this work was begun in the early 90s by Dr. Charlotte Boatwright and the Coalition for the State of Tennessee, and those folks have done a marvelous job bringing this to where we are. The mayor, one of the first things he did when he got in office was made sure that he had a grant written so that we can go ahead and establish the work of building this Family Justice Center and bring it to fruition.
Yeah.
So this FJC is a one-stop shop. All of the services that I just mentioned under one roof, co-located for the safety and help of women and their children and victims of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the victims of domestic violence, the demographics are all over the place.
Right.
You have primarily women, but you also have victims who are children and some victims who are men. So when you look at the need for this Family Justice Center, a place where anybody can walk through that door and receive assistance from a plethora of service providers co-located in one building, waiting on that door to open for them to come in so they can give them the service they need, help them through whatever issues they have, police, attorneys, medical, psychiatric, place for children, place for women, place for men, to receive counseling, all kinds of help, legal assistance, legal aid, contact with judges, contact with those who can help them out. I just get excited about the opportunity of bringing this to fruition.
Yeah.
And so we've just finalized our last draft of the memorandum of understanding between all the co-located partners, and we're adding more co-located partners every day. And you have the same buy-in from the District Attorney General's office to the Hamilton County Sheriff's office to the Chattanooga Police office, and this work is headed by that grant that was written by our mayor, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this work and bringing it to the city of Chattanooga.
That's exciting.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
one of the things you and I have talked about at Wade Hinton, our city attorney, we've had meetings and discussions about the prevention end of it.
Yes,
and
sir.
How do we start? And we're putting some things together to start at a much younger age and helping our young people make better decisions.
Great.
And how to address issues and deal with conflict resolution.
Yes, sir.
And how to manage their tempers and attitudes and behaviors in such a way that it won't lead to those type of violent outbursts.
Correct.
And losing control of their emotions. And I'm looking forward as we continue to work towards those strategies in our centers, in our YFD centers, and even in our schools,
Right.
to address those issues at an earlier age and managing their tempers and behaviors and dealing with conflict, because it continues to escalate. It
Right.
starts there, right?
As young people.
Yeah, it starts there and it escalates. And you're out there listening. Hey, begin to teach your children how to manage their behavior, manage their tempers,
sir.
and control their attitudes.
Yes,
so
sir.
if you don't, it leads and moves into a direction to where it gets worse as they get older and out of control. And we want to help you not do that. Help
Yes,
those
sir.
children not end up in that kind of situation.
Yes, sir. I think it's great when parents can model that for their children.
Yeah.
And children can say, you know, my dad or my mom or my grandmama, big mama, somebody was able to control his or her temper, and let me try to do like that.
Yeah, we can be
That's
angry without
amazing.
overstepping
Right.
our boundaries.
Right.
Said, be angry, but sin
Sin
not.
right.
You know, and we can help people learn how to do that.
Right.
We all get upset and disturbed by certain things that happen in our lives with family, with friends, with coworkers, but how we handle it, how we deal with it,
Right.
is the most important thing. And we want to help you do that out there. And we're going to have some workshops, some seminars, and moving in that direction to help you and all of us as a community manage our tempers and attitudes and behaviors a lot better. We need each other in doing that.
Yes, sir.
So that's really important. You got some closing thoughts, Paul?
I do. I'd like to get us our own little segment of Pep Talk.
Yeah.
And let me just bring some things to our listening audience that they may or may not know for continued discussion on this. Friday, March 21st, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is sponsoring a public meeting. And this topic of violence in Chattanooga will be the topic of that panel. We have a number of panelists who'll be here, the Eta Phi chapter and the Psi Lambda chapter, Friday, March 21st at 7 o'clock at the Convention and Trade Center. We'll be having this very discussion continued.
Good.
And we'll have Chris Poole from the U.S. Attorney's Office. We'll have someone from the U.S. Attorney's Office on the west side from Ed Stanton's office.
Yeah.
2 Chattanooga police officers. I'll be moderating. Charmaine Goins, Richard Bennett, and the list goes on. Robert Shreen right here from this community.
Yeah, you got
will be a
some
part
heavy
of that.
hitters there,
Yes,
man.
sir. And then after that public forum will be a 9:30 step show. Just different Alpha Phi Alpha chapters.
And they're good, too.
In the region. Yeah, no, sir, I'm too old for that now. But they will be stepping. It's a 9:30 step show, and the public is invited. And then Saturday, we'll have our go to high school, go to college meetings, and we're inviting all parents to come out, middle and high school parents from all over Chattanooga. Bring your students and bring yourselves to this meeting, and we'll have so much information for you. And there's also a free health fair. And again, that's Saturday, March 22nd from 8 to noon. And then we'll have the Belford V. Lawson Oratorical Speech Luncheon. Folks, if you want to hear young men who can get up and orate and talk and use the Queen's English the way it's meant to be spoken, better than I just acted up, you'll find that it's great for young people to see other young people who are doing something. Yeah. All of these are college students, and they are going to blow your mind. So the 21st, 7 o'clock at the Trade Center, we will have this public forum where we will talk about the different nuances of violence in this city, and then followed at 9:30 by a step show, and the public is invited. You have not seen a step show.
No, they're good.
Like alphas, all alphas competing against each other for your cheers and applause. Right. And then go to high school, go to college. That's a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that's also going to be at the Trade Center from 8 to noon. And then we'll have a free community health fair. All these events are going to happen at the Trade Center March 21st for the public forum, at 7 o'clock, 9:30 for the step show, and then 8 o'clock for go to high school, go to college. Folks, if you have a college senior and your senior has not applied for scholarships, grants, or college entry, do it now.
It's the time.
Now's the time to do it.
All right.
Coach, thank you for having us on Pep Talk.
All right. The Paul Smith. All right. Our public safety coordinator for the city of Chattanooga. And we appreciate you coming by.
Thanks for having us,
Keep up the good
Coach.
work, man.
Thanks,
Doing
Coach.
some awesome things.
It's an honor to be here with you.
All right. All right. This is Lerone, Coach Jennings, and Brian Smith, our co-host, and you're listening to Pep Talk. We're going to take a break right here, but we'll be right back to finish this thing up for the evening.
Spend some time and let you know what's on my mind. It's been 7 long years. Now the laughter's turned to tears. Maybe what's become of us? I thought our love was strong enough. Back to love, where we started from. Back to love, where we both come from. Back to love, where we belong. Back to love, where we started from. Back to love, where we both come from. Back to love, where we belong. You say I'm never there for you. To do the things I promised to. Baby, there is no excuse. Your love I don't wanna lose. So baby, I apologize. Come here, baby, let me dry your eyes. I just wanna hold you tight. Make love till the morning light. Back to love, where we started from. Back to love, where we both come from. Back to love, where we belong. Started from. Back to love, where we both come from. Back to love, where we belong. You know, and I know, that we both belong together always. Just tell me what and I'll be the man you always wanted me to be. Oh, back to love, where we started. Back to love, where we belong, baby. Back to love,
Terry Thorne from South Chattanooga YFD Center and East Lake Academy.
Hi, I'm Berjourney Yates from East Chattanooga Center and CGLA.
Chattanooga Youth and Family Development is more than fun and games. All 17 YFD centers offer after-school activities, homework help, and now feature the Lexia computer-based reading program, free to all youth and parents. Daily, the centers are helping all youth become smarter students.
Teens, listen up. The City of Chattanooga has recording studios, leadership classes, and career coaching that keeps me interested and provides me a chance to succeed. Sure, they still offer plenty of sports from basketball leagues to traveling baseball and softball teams. Adults, you are encouraged to use our locations too. Activities, rentals, meetings, fitness, swimming, and senior and cultural events in our civic centers.
Call 643-6096. Visit ChattanoogaYouthAndFamily.com
or Facebook Chattanooga Youth and Family.
And now, back to Pep Talk. Everyone needs one with Lerone Coach Jennings and Brian Smith.
All right, Chattanooga, we're back. We're running out of time. When you're having fun, time flies, Brian.
Yeah, just a bunch of information there from Paul Smith, and great information and great visions, great things that are coming to the city of Chattanooga, and we're going to make this a great city even better.
Yeah, feel much safer, be able to get around and reduce some crime and help some children prepare for their future, and the economy is growing, jobs and made available. I mean, it really sounds good. Mayor got a good plan working and got some good people helping to fulfill it. Like you, of course. Keep getting the word out, man.
Yeah, well, we're trying. We've got some great things that are coming on. And
what happened today, man? It was a blast. Tell us about that.
It was a blast because we've been racing to put this together, and, it almost sort of fell together itself here once we started mentioning it, and a few businesses came on board as well. And we are calling this the Chattanooga Book Drive. Very simple here. And what we are doing, Mayor Burke came out to West Side Youth and Family Development Center at 4 o'clock today. He sat down with one of our youth. He actually worked on the Lexia program here as one of the youth was showing him how to do it, and he enjoyed it. He was there for a little while working with that child, and then he got up and he made a very important announcement here, because it is a must. It is important that every child has the opportunity to read. They're welcome to come into our centers, of course, but also reading at home, and how important that is. I do it every day with my daughter, and great to have kids that have books available for them. And what we are doing is we are having a book drive all across the city of Chattanooga. We have 17 different locations, are centers that will be collecting kids' books, youth books, all the way through teens. We'll also have the 4 library branches that are collecting the books, and also City Hall and our administration offices at 501 12th Street. But it doesn't stop there, because once the word got out about this, just literally 2 days ago, we have folks like McKay Bookstore that decided to jump on board. They're going to donate books, but they're also going to be accepting books as well at their location there right off Interstate 75. So you can bring in your good used books, children's books, to McKay, and they will actually donate some of those books back to the city of Chattanooga. Also, we have Barnes & Noble that have jumped on board as well. And, of course, Hamilton Place Mall. They're going to put out bins here starting tomorrow at the entrances of Hamilton Place Mall to donate the books here that will go back to the city of Chattanooga. And I'm going to go back to Barnes & Noble, because they have somewhat of a different setup here, because they have books that they're going to lay out on the tables that are geared towards kids and geared towards readers, and those books, proceeds from those sales, will go back into a gift card that will be donated to the city of Chattanooga. And we're also in the process of organizing a book fair that will happen the weekend before we give out all these books, and those proceeds again go back to a gift card donated to the city of Chattanooga. And we're looking at buying Nooks for possibly some of our CAP students and some of our older students to encourage that reading as well. All this leading to the day that we're going to give these books back out to the community, and that is going to be on April 12th, better known as Drop Everything and Read Day. And all 17 of our centers throughout the entire city of Chattanooga is going to be donating these books back out to the public, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to have a free kids book and the opportunity to read as well. So collecting books now through April 9th, that Wednesday, and then on April 12th, we're going to be giving those books back out to the public, especially in those areas where that greatest need is, and especially around some of our community centers.
Well, this is a great move on the mayor's part, I think, to help Chattanooga. We're always trying to figure out how we can get involved. what can we do, the small thing that we can do to make a difference. And everybody that's listening, why don't you buy a book in somebody's honor that you respect, admired? What about that teacher that helped you learn how to read? In their honor, you get a book and donate it to the Chattanooga Book Drive, and this book will go to another young person to help them learn how to read, and a story in the book that has moral implications to help them learn how to live life better, or something along those lines, or just a book that they would enjoy reading. We really need to promote and push this. This is your opportunity out there. Get a book. You may have a new book or gently used book that really excited you or meant something to you, that you can get to another person that will bless their hearts and their spirit and their minds as they move forward and enjoy reading. Get involved, Chattanooga. We're encouraging you to do it. And that's my final thought for today.
Well, that's a good one there. I'm going to have to leave you with one more, too. But again, folks, just a reminder that all of our centers, Youth and Family Development Centers, formerly known as rec centers, they will be collecting the books. The 4 library branches, Hamilton Place Mall, McKay Books, as well as Barnes & Noble. For more information, you can go to our website, ChattanoogaYouthAndFamily.com. Right there on the front page, you'll see a little banner there that says the Chattanooga Book Drive. That's also where you'll find more information about the things that are going on with the city of Chattanooga. We had some great numbers and announcements about our Lexia program, that computer-based literacy program, now available in all of our centers, helping thousands. We've got 800 youth that are signed up now with over 5,000 hours of completion, and that number is only going to grow. And, of course, more information on that at our website, that is at ChattanoogaYouthAndFamily.com. And we always love to share pictures, too, on our Facebook page and our social media sites. And, of course, you can just look up any of our social media sites by using Chattanooga Youth and Family. So, Coach, it was an outstanding day today, and just seeing the kids, even at Westside, being engaged and wanting to read and get to those books right away today. So it was a great day.
Thanks, Brian. Good job. You did a good job, and we appreciate that. Hey, we're out of time. We got to go. But you've been listening to Pep Talk. We know you got one. This is Lerone, Coach Jennings, and Brian Smith. You'll hear from us next week. God bless you, and have a good week.
You have been listening to Pep Talk with Coach Lerone Jennings and Brian Smith. Brought to you by the City of Chattanooga, Department of Youth and Family Development. Creating ways for everyone to help parent the city.
We gotta change it, just you and me.
Chattanooga Youth and Family Development is proud to be a part of Mayor Andy Burke's vision of creating smarter students and stronger families, safer streets, strong community and economic development, and efficient government. To learn more, visit ChattanoogaYouthAndFamily.com.